poets are actually remembered. Shakespeare, everybody does that. But it seems like so many else, they kind of get shoved off to one side and their poems are really not remembered. Yet Burns is remembered everywhere. And I've forgotten how many countries host Burns suppers, but it's immense. From Israel to Russia, they all have Burns suppers. And it's for a basic simple reason, and the poetry that he wrote is easily related to by anybody and by everybody. His words, although they are written primarily in the Scots dialect that we need John or Murray or Lillian or Helen to translate for us from time to time, they are still words that are for the common, ordinary people, and that's where his strength lies. He was able to do that. Everybody tends to talk about his great long works, but I'm always impressed by the little short ones. I like the little short ones. There's one I remember, and I've used this one before, where he's at a pub with some friends, and a would-be poet named Andrew Turner shows up. Andrew Turner is a traveling salesman, and he fancies himself a poet. So he recites a whole bunch of his poems for the people there, and Burns' friends ask him, say, can you equal that? Kind of poking him and jostling. Burns just sat there for a moment, stood up, and said, in 1759, the devil got stuff to make a swine, but tossed it in a corner. But by and by, he changed his plan and turned it all into a man and called it Andrew Turner. There was another poem, and again, I've used this one before. It's a good friend of his, a lady named Jessie, who was dying. He was very ill. And in those days, when you were ill, it was pretty much a foregone conclusion that you were done. So he wrote a poem. And he goes, say sages, what's the good on earth can turn death's dart aside? 'Tis neither purity nor worth, else Jessie had not died. Small problem, she didn't die. So he wrote in response, ever since the earth was born, sweet denizens of the sky, there's still one angel left on earth, for Jessie did not die. And his works are filled with these little short ones, these little poems about people, and they're all touching, and they're all full of humanity and grace. So ladies and gentlemen, brothers and sisters, I would ask you to rise, please, and join in the toast to the immortal memory of Robbie Burns.
Robbie Burns. Sell me tickets now.
There is more cranberry juice if anybody wants it.